Hello, mathematicians. Hope you are all doing excellent. All right, we are going back to the zoo today. So I'm going to share my screen so we can look at this worksheet, and should be good to go. All right, so here we go. A day at the zoo. All right, so for each of these pages, you are going to have the option to do version A or version B. I'm going to talk through both worksheets, so you should get a good idea of which one seems like a good fit for you. All right, so a day at the zoo. So now that we have their trip planned, that was last week, can we answer these challenge questions about their day at the zoo? Okay, so first page, this is just a 2-page worksheet today, is Zoo Money Madness, all right? So we can see we have a little menu with some prices here. Here's the question, listen carefully. If Kira took $10 to spend at the zoo, what are three different ways she could choose to spend her money? Use the table below to see what her choices are. So let's read it one more time through together. You can read along with me. Here we go. If Kira took $10 to spend at the zoo, what are 3 different ways she could choose to spend her money? Use the table below to see what her choices are. So each one of these boxes, remember, it's asking us 3 different ways that we can spend a total of $10. That means no more than $10. You could spend less if you'd like, but let's try to keep it exactly at $10. Make sure to not go over $10, okay? So here we go. So each one of these represents all the different combinations, all right? So we have ice cream that costs $1.50. How much would 2 ice cream bars cost? $1.50 plus another 50, 50 plus 50, that gives me another $1. So that's $3 altogether for 2 ice creams, okay? Pretzel costs $2.50. How much would 2 pretzels cost? Okay. Popcorn costs $2. How much would 2 popcorns cost? Okay. Stuffed zoo animal, that sounds cool. $6.50. How much would 2 stuffed zoo animals cost? Don't know if I have enough for that, for 2 of those. Zoo poster is $3.50. Zoo book is $4.50. And a zoo t-shirt is $7.50. So use this area, these 3 spaces below, to solve what are 3 different ways she can spend up to $10, okay? Looking at version B now, I just changed to version B. The only thing that's different, it's asking us to do the same thing. The only thing that's different is the prices are just a little different. So if you're really comfortable adding and subtracting with money, this might be a better fit for you. But if you're someone who likes to just use half dollars, version A would be a good choice for you. Okay, so that's what's happening on this first worksheet. You choose which one you want to do. Now I'm on the next page of the worksheet. Okay, so this one has to do with animals and the cages that they live in. Okay, so I'm going to read the instructions. Make sure you listen. In order to keep the animals safe and healthy, the zoo has to put the correct number of animals in each cage or zoo enclosure. Okay, so they can't put too many animals in a cage, or they can't put too few because maybe they wouldn't be happy that way. Okay, they have to have a specific range of numbers per animal per cage is what I mean. Okay, use the following information to figure out how many cages or enclosures are needed for each of the following animals. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. Read it with me. Use the following information to figure out how many cages or enclosures are needed for each of the following animals. So here's the animal, monkey. The number of animals that can fit in a cage, that says number per cage, that means this many of those animals can live in a cage, so up to 2 or 4. And this is number of animals needing cages or enclosures, okay? So I can fit 2, 3, or 4 monkeys in one cage. 10 monkeys need to be housed. How many cages are we going to need? Okay. Prairie dogs, they're a little smaller, so they can fit more in a cage. The prairie dogs, we can fit 8 to 12. Number of animals needing cages or enclosures, 16. Okay, so 16 prairie dogs, and you can fit 8 to 12 in each cage. Bears, they're big, so that you fit less of them in a cage, right? Bears, 1 to 2 animals can fit in a cage. And the number of bears that need cages are 5. So how many cages do you need for 5 bears? Snakes, well, you can fit 2 to 3 snakes in each cage. And 13 snakes need to be housed. So how many cages will you need? Zebras, 7 to 4. Well, or sorry, 2. I looked at the wrong number. Zebras, it looks like 2 to 4 zebras can fit in a cage, and 7 zebras need cages. Okay, last one. Otters, you can fit 4 to 6 otters in a cage, and you have 11 otters. So how many cages will you need? Okay, so just like the last page, this is version A. There is a version B for this. So I want you to look at these and see which one you think makes the most sense for you to work on, okay? This is going to be the more comfortable version. The next one is going to be a bit more of a challenge, okay? So this is version A. Now let's look at version, and here's your workspace, right? Use the workspace below to decide how many cages the zoo should use. Draw each cage and show how many animals. So we had 10 monkeys, and you can fit 2 to 4 of them in one cage. So I draw one cage. I'm going to put 2 monkeys in. Draw another cage. Put 2 more monkeys in. Or you could put your cage, you could draw a cage and you could put 4 monkeys in it. Draw another cage, put another 4 monkeys in, right? And then how many would you have left over? All right? So this is your workspace to draw the cages and put your numbers in those of how many fit in each one, okay? All right, going on to version B. Here's version B. The only thing that's different about version A and version B is that you can choose to use either a small cage, which holds 2 to 4, or a large cage, which holds 4 to 6, okay? So you have small cages and large cages for each animal, all right? And notice that our total number has changed a little bit as well, all right? So you can use a combination of large cages and small cages to be as efficient as you can, okay? Lots of different answers for this. Here is your workspace down here. You use a workspace below to decide how many cages the zoo should use. Make sure to organize your work, okay? So you want to draw your pictures here and then fill in how many small cages you used and how many large cages you used, okay? So that is our worksheet for today. If you're unclear about anything, go back and really listen to my instructions. But this should be a fun one for you. And this will wrap up our time at the zoo. That is doing worksheets in math at the zoo. So have fun with this. Make sure to share your work with a grown-up at home and have fun. See you all soon. Bye.